Okay, so it is April 1st, and I'm going to do another 12-hour reading thing. I did it last month because I didn't have a lot of time for a reading vlog, and I just felt like doing a 12-hour readathon, and I really enjoyed it. And I think it's good for me to do, one, because it's a great way to start out the month, and two, because I really don't take that much time. I rarely will take a day just to chill. So I think it's good for me to just plan once a month, start your month out, taking some time off work and just chilling. That said, I do have some work to do today. I wasn't able to record any chapters in the audiobook project I'm working on right now. I wasn't able to record any chapters yesterday because it was raining all day, so I need to record some chapters today because we're at the tail end of that project and I want to get it done. And then also I have some critique work that I need to do today. Actually, I don't need to do it. I just want to because I'm really enjoying the project that I'm currently on. So let's talk about what I'm going to be reading in between the working. Actually, first let's talk about what I'm not going to be reading. I am still only 100 pages from the end of Life in Medieval Times. So I've read 250 pages and I'm honestly not enjoying it that much. I also started book 2 of the Percy Jackson series. I'm only 5 chapters in and I'm interested, but I'm not really hooked just yet. And I am still working on book 12 of Wheel of Time. But because this is going to be a more condensed reading vlog, I would love to just start and finish at least one book in this short time frame. So the book that I'm the most excited about on this, why do I keep doing this motion? The book that I'm the most excited about for this month's TBR, what I plan on reading this month, is Jurassic Park. Because one, ever since I found out this was a book, I've been so excited. And two, Corey and I both grew up loving these books, and we really want to rewatch the movies after I've finished reading the books. So I really just want to dedicate a day to reading it. It's only like 400 pages long, but right now those are my plans. I'm actually going to start my day with critique work because that's what I'm the most excited to do right now. And then I will read some Jurassic Park and then get some narration done. You'll see. You don't need all this information. I'm 45 pages into Jurassic Park and I already love it. It is very, I don't know, I guess you could say info dumpy. It's very science-y. They want to explain everything behind everything, which I actually really like in my sci-fi, but it's already so different from how I remember the movie. Now, keep in mind that I watched these movies when I was a kid, so my memories include that scene in the kitchen where a dinosaur is trying to get in and the adults are trying to get to the shotgun. I mean, my memories are main events only, but I do remember it starting at the park, and this definitely is not starting there. We are going way back to the beginning of discovering it's so cool. So far we have several instances of these very small dinosaurs, and right now the scientists still think that it's some sort of lizard and aren't really accepting that it's a dinosaur, even though it's killing people and not actually acting like the lizard that they think it is, or some variation of this lizard. But they're just starting to realize this might be a dinosaur, and I'm enjoying it so much. I don't know if part of it is just my expectation to love it so much because I loved these movies, but oh man, it's already awesome. I need to go record some chapters now for that audiobook, and I'll be able to read some more while Drin is napping. He always comes home for nap time in the afternoons, so I'll be able to get quite a bit of reading done at that point. But I'm already loving it. I'm also loving this critique that I spent a couple hours on this morning. I'm currently critiquing Luna Book 3. Book 1 is On Luna Time. Book 2 was In Light of Luna. These are 2 books that I actually narrated and I loved, and now I get to critique Book 3, and I'm just like, I've been in such a romance mood lately, and I've been disappointed by every romance book I pick up because I'm so picky, but I love these books, and I'm in the perfect mood to just devour this book. So I'm loving my critique book. I'm loving Jurassic Park. I'm gonna go narrate the audiobook that I also happen to be really enjoying. I'm just, life is good. So Dren's nap is done. I am 150 pages into Jurassic Park. I have about an hour before I need to get started on dinner, which means an hour is 50 more pages read. Then after dinner and bath time, I'll have a little bit more time to read, but this book's definitely not getting done in the 12-hour span that I allotted for myself, but that's okay. I'll just check in again tomorrow, like I did last time, to finish up my thoughts on the book. And I'm pretty sure Corey and I are going to watch the movie together, so maybe he and I will pop in and give our thoughts on the movie and the book at the end of the vlog. Either way, my thoughts 150 pages in are that I'm loving it. I love that this author doesn't talk down to us at all. He uses all the terminology that he would use if he was talking to someone who knew what he was talking about, and I also love that 150 pages in, we haven't had a single action scene yet. I love that he's taking his time to build up this place, Jurassic Park, which, by the way, we're at the park now, and oh man, there's so many things I want to talk about, and I'll keep it all spoiler free, but I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm in the park exploring it with these other people. I feel like it feels so real. I'm actually halfway convinced that people are doing this for real, because the way he writes and the way he builds it up makes me convinced that this is a real experience. Like, it's just such an immersive experience, and I'm loving it. Also, I'm loving the way he's building up these people who are creating the park, because the way they are, it's clear that they are not cool people, and they have very selfish motivations for creating it. He's doing it in a subtle way, but also in a really obvious way that, again, just it hits it right to where it feels perfectly real. So I'm waiting for everything to fall apart. And I know I've watched the movie before, but I was like 12. Give me a break. I don't remember that much, and I'm waiting for it all to fall apart, because it's clear that these people are not telling me the truth. They are trying to convince me that everything's okay, and they are hiding a lot. They are lying, and they are hiding all the problems that they have, and I am ready to watch it crumble. I love this book so much. It's, see, here's the thing about these 12-hour readathons that I do. Even though I never actually finish a book in 12 hours, I've done this twice. I just used the word never for 2 times. I've never actually completed a book in 12 hours. I still love it, because when I dedicate this much time to getting fully immersed in one story in this short span of time, it makes it that much more of an exciting experience, because it's taken over my life for the day, and so the book just gets that much more immersive, and I'm just enjoying myself. This was the perfect book to do this with, because his writing style is immersive in and of itself, and then I'm doing it and reading it in such a short period of time that I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. tired of reading, so I'm gonna quit now. I am, where's the page number? 251 pages in. So I've read 250 pages in a day, which is really good for me. Probably what my plan is, it'll probably take me about 2 days to finish this, 150 pages, that sounds about right. So what I'm probably gonna do is, it'll probably take me about 2 days to finish this out, and Corey and I will watch the movie as well, and probably go ahead and give our thoughts there. So this didn't end up being a 12-hour readathon, but I mean, oh well. So I'm gonna finish this up in the next day or two, and then I'll come back and we'll wrap this whole thing up. But I read 250 pages in one day, which I think is a really productive day. That's way more than I would read if I didn't dedicate time to it. And yeah, I still worked, but I love what I do, so.
All right, drive around there to the swings. I'll meet you at the swings. What? I'll meet you at the swings. You drive around there.
I am trying to be thoughtful in my wording for how to review this book so as to not overhype it. It was one of the best written books I've ever read. It was one of the best experiences I've had reading in a while. It was obviously 5 stars, and I was honestly amazed by it. How did I do? This book surprised me. I went in expecting to love it, and I ended up loving it even more. I've talked already about the pacing of it and how environmental it is and how I was completely hooked by it from start to finish. But also when the action scenes started happening, I was on the edge of my seat. I couldn't stop reading, and it was brutal. It was so brutal. I didn't think the author would go there at times, and I can't express to you, so rarely do I feel this level of just while I'm reading a book. I'm so daggum impressed with this book. I already bought the audiobook so my dad and my brother can listen to it now, because they're not physical readers, they're just audio readers. So I want them to read it too. I want you guys to read it too. I loved it so much. If Corey and we still have not watched the movie yet, if we watch it tonight, then tomorrow we will we will give our final thoughts on book to movie. But I will say that there were a lot of scenes from the movie that I was reminded of from the book. So I think the movie did take a lot of scenes from the book, but as I remember them, they were all better in the book. The book just had a level of just brutality and smarts. Like, there were a lot of scenes in the movie that I remember that were like, okay, sure, we're doing this now, but it made more sense the way the characters in the book did it. I'm just so ridiculously impressed by this thing, and I want to talk to more people about it, even though this was a Discord book where we buddy read it, and I got to talk about it throughout the whole daggone thing. That's a wasp. Ah! I'm just so impressed with this book. I'm so happy that I read it. So Corey said that he doesn't have a lot of thoughts to share about the movie. He grew up watching it and he loved it, and now as an adult, he loved rewatching it. So you're just gonna get movie thoughts with Murphy at Sunrise. So I grew up watching the Jurassic Park movie, and rewatching it was such a great experience. First of all, the effects. CGI and, I don't know, robots, I assume that they used for those dinosaurs were phenomenal for the time that this movie was made. Incredibly impressive. Second of all, it's just such a solid story. I mean, the book is definitely one of my new favorite books. Like, it's on my list of top books of my life. So it's just an amazing story to start with, and the movie did a great job of taking a phenomenal story and keeping what makes the story great while making it unique, making the movie unique as well. They're two very separate entities, and I think that this movie did a really good job with the balance. There were a lot of direct quotes taken from the book, which I really, really appreciated because there's so much depth to the book, and a lot of the depth that's in the movie was pulled directly from the book, and I appreciated that so much. And then most of the major scenes of the book, the movie did change a lot, but I think the movie did a good job of balancing the soul of the book while still making the movie its own unique thing. Sorry, morning hair. It'll calm down. You just won't see me after that. Anyway, I had a great time watching the movie. I have a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in that movie, but also I just think it's a great movie. I did like the book better. The book had so much depth with the characters and with their motivations. And the movie was only able to scratch the surface with a lot of it, and it just completely changed certain characters. Some of the changes I liked and some of them I didn't. I liked that Grant in the movie doesn't like kids. I thought that made his arc overall really satisfying in the movie. And I like the actor that played Malcolm a lot, so I really enjoyed his movie character a lot. There were a lot of major scenes that the movie changed to make them more cinematic, to make them more exciting and thrilling to watch, even though the changes a lot of times didn't really make sense. Like, there was a lot of illogical stuff in the movie that was cinematic to look the way it looked. It looked great. It was interesting to watch, but logically, why did these characters do this? That wasn't a scoping mountain 2 seconds ago, and now it suddenly is. Why are you climbing down the tree, trying to climb down faster than a falling car instead of just moving slightly to the left? Like, there were so many things that the characters did differently from the book that were interesting to watch, but didn't. And I think that kind of bothered me because everything in the book every scene was so intentional, and every character, their choices made sense for that character. So it was, I definitely liked the book better, but the movie, I think, was just wonderful as well. I was disappointed with the changes in Hammond's character, but that's all I can say about that without being a spoiler. I loved the changes they made for Lex. She was really annoying to read about in the book, and she's a much better character in the movie. Overall, they're just two totally different mediums, and they're two very similar yet different stories in those different mediums, and I think that worked really well. I liked the book a lot better, but the movie is definitely fantastic as well. Thank you for joining me for Sunrise and for my experience of reading one of my new favorite books and watching one of my old favorite movies. This was great for me. I hope you enjoyed it too. Also, there are clips of my family in this vlog. Just to clarify, we are still self-isolating. My parents are my next door neighbors, and my mom and my Oma are both immune compromised, so we bring them groceries and we help them out a lot, so not seeing them isn't possible, but we all stay within our land. I mean, within like our shared land. It's just we live right next to each other, so we're self-isolating together. But anyway, I hope everybody is staying safe. I'm currently representing my husband with my Hufflepuff mug. I hope everyone is safe and happy and drinking good coffee. And I hope you guys are going to read Jurassic Park now if you haven't already, because seriously, unbelievable book. I post videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Be sure to chat with me more in the comments. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.